sun rises. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Amun. Listen here, y'all. I'm chopping on around. This is a whole new, early this morning, a new concept. You know, listen here. The mind wonders. The ancestors be connected. And they can come in any time and decide to drop a serious conversation. Ancestors ain't got time for when they gonna come. They gonna come when they feel like it. This one, you gonna be who you gonna be until the day you die. What, you think people gonna change? Huh? You think people's gonna change miraculously? It's a miracle. It's a miracle. Their behaviors change. They're programmed to be who they are, and they go through steps. You see, you're gonna be who you're gonna be until the day you die. Understand this. Right now, some of you sitting there, what the hell is he talking about? You think that you're the same person you was 10 years ago? You think you're the same person you was 20 years ago? If you do, you out of your mind. Let's start off this. When you was 10 years old, did you have a dream? Did you think of all the things you wanted to do when you was an adult? I don't care what situation you was in. I don't care how you was living. But you had to dream about something. And if you did, that dream was preparing you for the future. Now, some of us will sit there and say, well, I dreamed that I was going to be rich. What if I told you, you already rich? And because you hadn't accepted that you are not, that you're not rich, this is why it haven't manifested. So you think rich is about stacks and stacks of money. That's only a small fraction because the money is a physical aspect for this realm. But you're already rich. Your true being is rich. But you didn't accept that you were rich. You want to be rich. You want to touch. And then from there, touching it, then you feel comfortable that you can do these things. The things is, buy materialistic things, something that you can touch, you can hold in the physical world. All right now, I'm about to blow your mind. Some of y'all gonna be like, you don't sound correct. It's because it's not that you're not on my level. It's that the fact that our frequencies is not connected. Listen, we can say levels. Levels is an English version of saying I'm higher than you. But not really. We're not really higher than each other. We're just not frequencing on the same frequency. That's what that's all about. Because all I got to do is pick up some books and start to read and then study over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And when I study, it's start to learn different things of the world, like mathematics, science, social studies. Become a scholar, a professor, a minister. Something that you ain't doing? Should I say I'm higher than you? Should I say my level's higher than you? Let's be clever. Let's use common sense. Let me get into it. When you was young, you had dreams. When you was 10 years old. When you was 5, you probably had dreams, but we're going to start at 10 though. 10 is now making this transformation to become a young teenager. In life, there's 3 different types of lives. The way you see it, it's going to manifest. 1, you're going to be a small person. 2, you're going to be a giant. 3, you're going to be equal. That means your regular size. I don't care how tall you are. I don't care how short you are. Now, using in a simple form. Don't look at it as height. Don't look at it as weight. It's the way you think. That's what it's about. Small thinking, tall thinking in height, in a long distance, and in your regular size, you just think on the normal. Get ready. Get ready. You ready? I'm 50 years old, right? I'm 50. I'm 50 years old. I know some of y'all be like, yeah, I don't believe that. The reason why I look so young is because what I've been telling myself for years. When I was a child, I told myself I'm going to look young forever. I told myself literally that I'm going to look young for a long time. But when you got adversities, when you add adversities and different things that can enhance you or stop you from your dream manifesting, drugs, alcohol, people, meaning stress. These things will hold you back and begin to cripple you. Stage number 1. You're thinking small. Some of you will have stage number 1 as you'll think something big, tall. Some of you will have stage number 1 as you'll stay on the even plane, which is normal. You're not thinking outside the box at all. You understand? See, my stage 1 that I was always thinking long term. My first stage was always looking young. I don't know what made me think like that when I was young. I said, I'm going to look young forever. I'm going to keep looking young. People used to say, well, you're going to get old as time passes by. And here is the adversity. When people begin to tell you and inject information, either you're going to listen to it or you're going to close your ears. Or you're going to get old. You read books about getting old. You watch TV, you're going to get old. But I ejected that. I ejected that information. I refused to listen to people. Even when I was looking at my grandmother and my grandfather, they didn't look old. I used to say, your skin is so beautiful. Your hair, my grandmother even had no gray hair. Imagine that. Being in your late 60s, going to your 70s, she barely had gray hair. Huh? Do you pay attention to things like that? Look at your grandmother and your grandfather, your great-grandfather, anyone that's old past 60. Because if you got a bunch of gray hair now, at 30, 40, and 50, and half your hair is gray, something's wrong. It's because you are not thinking the youth. This is not putting inside for you to travel into the future. And the travel to the future is called time. The time process is slow. It takes you 10 years to leapfrog into the future. And you will age because you chose not to think young. You see, I'm 50, and through me going through the portal every 10 years, I always kept saying I'm going to live and I'm going to stay young. I would tell people that. So from 10 to 50, that's 40 years leapfrogged into the future. That's why people say, yo, you look like you 40-something. I don't say anything. I just look at it. No matter if I'm at the job, if I'm in the community, people quickly misunderstand or say, yo, you do not look like you're 50. That's because I'm still in time. Think about it. You looking at somebody who's 60, 70 years old and they still look young? Because they inject themselves and they will prepare themselves in the future. So I'm still in time. If your average 50-year-old person don't look like they 50, you know this is true. Number two, if you don't stop your drugs, your smoking, and fornicating and do all these wild things, these things, they take from you. They slow down your travel process. It breaks you down, regardless of what your body goes through. You still exercise. You still eat right. But more than anything is what you tell in the mind. It's what you tell in the mind. And listen here, I've been telling myself for 40 years I'm going to stay young. 40 years. You think I'm looking? Ain't no gray hair up in here. I mean, it's little tiny ones. Y'all think this is a game? This is real. Look here. You see little strings of gray. That's it. You understand? This ain't no wig. You going through a process. Number two process. As once you get here, now I'm 50 and I'm here. Now what I've done is I slowed the process down by telling myself, I'm getting old. I need to mature. Listen to me. I'm telling myself I'm getting old, but I need to mature. But you got to remember, from 40 years, I already told myself I'm going to stay young. So now I got to tell myself to think, slow it down, and mature my mind. And to revamp the way I'm thinking, to change the way I'm thinking. Less stress into the next 20 to 30, 40 years. See, read more books, study more, less TV. Now, what it's doing is stimulating the mind on another level. You understand? Why do you think you get people who read a lot and their minds is sharp 30, 40 years later? You got some people's minds is sharp and they still look young because they've been telling themselves that for years. How you 30 years old, 20 years old looking old? Because you have never dreamed. You never put yourself in that catapult. You never put yourself in a pod and put yourself into the future, what you was going to look like. You let them tell you you're going to look old. Then you were stressing yourself out. You're going to always have adversities. Always. You got to look at the long term. And then now reverse. It's called 3 worlds of your journey. 3 worlds of your journey. You traveling. We're traveling as I speak, my brother and sisters. Hold on there. Time. You constantly traveling. But you don't think you traveling? When you get up out of your bed, you traveling to whatever distance in your apartment or your house. You're moving. Traveling is about moving. Now, how fast you're moving is one thing. Understand the concept. You're traveling in your dream. When you take a nap, you fall asleep, you half dead. You don't know if you're getting up. You traveling. You go, I had a dream. How you way across the oceans? How in the world you at your grandmother's house? How in the world you had some strangers somewhere in the Bronx in your dream? How in the world you laying in the bed with somebody else? You don't even know where you at. You traveled, my brothers and sisters. You constantly traveling. The mind will take you where it wants to be. or better yet, where you choose to be. But the mind can take you where it wants to be. And if you can't control it, it'll take you somewhere where you don't want to be. Stage 2, the 3 worlds of your journey. Don't ever forget that. All they do is take words, and they take words and catapult them and put them to its place and get you confused. I'm talking to you in the simplest form. I can talk the intellectual, high-tech, using those type of language, those type of words. No, I don't have to do that. I want to talk so you understand exactly my dialogue. Don't be afraid. All of us is traveling all the time. This is a shell. This is not our real form of life. We are energy, we light. And because we light, we can travel from one place to another. See, the light energy is trapped in here. But when you fall asleep, the light can get up and move because the body is still. It is going through a cocoon, a metamorphosis. This is why they say when you get sick or you tired, what they first thing they tell you? They tell you to rest. Use your common sense, brothers and sisters. I'm not playing games with you. You on journeys and you don't even know it. You catapult yourself to what you want to be. You think the world is based on money? Pay attention to what I said. You think the world is based on money? I didn't say the human beings. I say the world, the planet. This is the concept I've been trying to tell you, for how you can easily take a word or a sentence, put into its concept, and misunderstand it, which we do all the time. Think about it. So if you're thinking, like myself, at 50, I'm now regenerating my mind, reading books. Accept everything that's knowledgeable. Accept everything that is knowledgeable. So by the time I'm 60 and 70, my mind is going to still be sharp. Understand that concept. You see? Even though you read when you're young, some people read a lot of books when they're young. But you're constantly developing yourself. I read books when I was young, but I didn't study as much as that I study now. It's because I'm catapulting myself in the next 20, regardless if this body don't make it. Regardless this body don't make it, you still do it. If this body is taking beatings, you go through physical therapy, you go through physical transformation. Stress transform your body. You could have a sickness in your body and still die 80 years old, you know. What you think? Man, you think the doctor's going to heal you? Doctors don't heal you. You heal yourself. You always have healed yourself. You just didn't know it. You can take a little bit of what the doctor tell you, because what happens is that you're afraid. You're afraid that you're going through this pain, right? When you got something in your body, all the doctor's going to do is cut it out and give you poison to so-called keep it out of you. You got to believe that this poison that's in you is being destroyed by you. You got to believe. My back was messed up for years, but I refuse to give in. I don't stress myself. I rebuild myself. I've told my mind to rebuild myself. reconstruct myself. Tell me what I need to do to reconstruct my body. I don't have to be built with muscles all over the place. I put certain foods in my body so it can use it. I drink a little more water so it can flush it. I still eat what I want, but I eat less than, because the body been consuming these things for so long. So you got to be careful, because you'll be going through a transformation. Are you prepared for that serious discipline? Understand, you're traveling 3 journeys of your world, of your life. Your 3rd journey is in an older man or a woman. Some people got their wits. You'll notice that some people start talking like a baby, acting like a baby, and things like that. Trust me. Imagine being around an 80 person. They witty like they witty. It looks like they slow, but listen to them how they talk. They witty. They gonna lose certain things because the flesh will lose piece of its memory functions. And it all depends on how you take care of yourself. Remember that. You don't even believe you're God or have God on this earth. The reason why your power is not the way it is, because you don't manifest this power. Because you don't believe. You believe what the world tells you. For example, you believe this water come from Poland Springs. You believe it because they put this piece of paper, right? And you believe it's Poland Springs. But take that off. And if I tell you this water is Poland Springs, you're going to go, it don't look like it's Poland Springs. Let's see if you listening. It don't look like it. How you know this from Poland Springs? Because it don't look like it? Who's under control? But if you tell it, you manifest it, it becomes Poland Springs. Because you do it all the time. All they do is put this in your head. They give you an image. 30, 40 years ago, we had put this in our head. We said one day they're going to put water in a bottle and we're going to be drinking it. I remember when I was 12 years old when this happened. We was playing ball, sit down, and we used to get water from the Johnny Pump. Because a lot of the guys would turn the Johnny Pump on when it was hot. So you know you could play with the Johnny Pump. Those knows how we used to do these things, how we stayed warm when there wasn't no pool around, or we had to travel far to go to a pool. But look how we was already in the future. We already said they was going to put water in a bottle. We already catapult our minds. I don't know about you, but me and the people I was with, we was thinking like that already. Because we was already there. We was already there. It just didn't manifest yet. I could tell you another story. My brother and I was on Pee Wee football squads. Pee Wee means for little kids. And my mother said, choose your uniform. I looked at all the uniforms and I chose the New England Patriots. It's not made up, this is real. I stared at the New England Patriots uniform. It was a pirate uniform. It was pirates bending down with a pirate uniform, red, white, and blue. Let's see if anyone you got real memory. Can you go back in time and remember it? My brother said, what'd you get those for? The New England Patriots? That team is no good. Well, I went into the future. And I told my brother, that split second, I felt this overwhelming feeling. Because, see, the body can't go into the future fast. It has to move slow through time. But my deity, it already had traveled back and forth. And I told my brother the New England Patriots were going to be Super Bowl champions and they was going to win more than one time. My brother said it never in history, it will never happen. Oh, really? That's why they got 5 titles. And when the New England Patriots won the Super Bowl, I called my brother up and I said, yo, you remember you said the New England Patriots will never win Super Bowls? He said, yo, baby brother, how you knew that? I knew it because I traveled through time. I've done it many a times. I know what you're saying. What kind of shit you want? We all can do it. You just don't want to. Like I said, you believe this water is spring, Poland Spring, because you see this. But if I take away this label, which is an image, and I say this is Poland Spring, you will take your mind to the spring water, wherever spring water is at, any part of the world. And then you go, it is spring water. Listen to what I just said now. Let's see who's listening. I didn't say Poland. I said spring water. I said wherever spring water is at, your mind will go travel and come back. And you will see it. And then you will want to drink it. You can travel. You just don't want to. You in the stages. Understand the concept. 3 worlds of your journey. Some of you look old because you go around saying it every day. I'm old, I'm old, I'm old, I'm old. It's your last stage of your body functions. I'm old. Why you got some people in their 70s, 80s still walking around here pumping? I know quite a few of them. They in their 70s and they move very fluently. Why is this? Their face don't look like they 70. Their body don't look like they 70. And some of them eat junk food all day long. Why is this? What they been telling themselves? Oh, you think, oh, they just lucky. It ain't no luck. You go through the travels, I'm telling you. You're traveling. And you will have adversities. How you deal with it is how you deal with it. I'm chocolate, I'm in rock. How you travel? You need big words to tell you? You need for me to sit there and go, the neutrons, the atoms, and the protons, space into the wormhole? Do I need to go talk like that so you can feel comfortable? Huh? You think you need to be a philosopher to talk like that? That's a bunch of bullcrap. Use a simple form. Travel on the simplest level. And this is where the norm comes from. Know when to use it. You traveling every day. You moving constantly. You get up out of bed, you move around the house. That's traveling. It's the different type of travel. But you're traveling. Your mind's going to tell you, at least I got to get up and do the wash. At least I got to get up and wash these dishes. If you don't do it, nothing gets done. You don't move, you stay in the bed. You're traveling, you lay in that bed. Your mind starts to take you places where you normally don't go. And that travel is no good. You gonna let people keep dictating you? Or you gonna understand what's really going on? You got the power. I'm 50 years old. It's real. It's my real hair. Huh? I cut my own hair. I said that and done that ever since I was 11 years old, but cut my hair since I was 11. Are you going to travel?